What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the video. Today I'm going to be breaking down 3 things that you must do to put on lean muscle. You guys know we're all about that leanness. We're all about the veins popping out. We're all about staying in a single digit body fat over here. So if you're about that life, I want you to stay with me. If you're on the way to getting lean, you want to build that lean muscle, not really carry any fat on your body, stay with me through the end of this video. I'm going to break down these 3 things over here that you must do to help you be on your way to building lean muscle. I always wanted to be that guy that was lean. You know, there's just something about that lean look, that aesthetic look that I like. It's a preference for me. Some of you might like the bulky look, some of you might like the big look. That's fine. I always just wanted to be that guy that was lean and strong, you know, have the veins out, you know, blasted, you know, ready to go, like just looking like a mannequin, you know what I mean? So I was like, I have to build that lean physique, and there are different ways to go about it. So in my years of training and years of experimenting, things that work out for me, things that didn't work out for me, I was able to come up with these 3 things that has helped me put on some lean muscle. The first one, without fail, is going to be progressive overload. If you go into the gym every day, week in, week out, month in, month out, and you're not making any progress, it's because you're doing something wrong. And the only way you correct that is by looking at how you're training. Are you progressively overloading the weight every week? Even if it's 2.5 pounds, even if it's 5 pounds, even if it's 10 pounds, how much weight are you adding every week? How stronger are you getting in your reps, in your sets, you know, in the time of rest time? You know, like, are you seeing definite visible progress every day or every week or every month at the gym for you to know that, oh, yo, this weight felt light last week, if it's definitely moving this week. You know, this weight was heavy last week, it's lighter this week, whatever the case may be. So figuring out that is how you put on some lean muscle. Why? Because you're constantly loading up weight at the bar, constantly pushing yourself to failure, constantly going the distance with your workouts. You know what I mean? One thing that always worked for me was really focusing on stretching and squeezing of the movements I was doing, and focusing on speed. Performance was what I wanted to do. I wanted to be lean, but I still wanted to be strong. Because you guys know, I squat over 400 pounds. I deadlift over 500 pounds. Don't ask me about my bench, because my bench is weak. But I always wanted to be that guy that was strong, that could at least train with the big dogs. You know what I mean? So deadlifting, when you're like 195 pounds, you're really lean, you have to find out your leverages. You have to find out how you can progressively overload, you can add weight, you can follow a program. So these were things that worked out for me. I was like, the stronger I got at those movements, the more muscle I put on. Because if you're going to lift 500 pounds, you have to have the leverage, you have to have the strength, and you have to have the muscle to be able to pull that weight. You know what I mean? If you're going to squat that much weight, you have to have strength in your legs to be able to do that. And you're not going to do that just going to the gym and boom, you put 400 pounds on your back. No, you're going to be going to the hospital, and they're going to be helping you bring your legs back together. What you want to do is slowly get there, but the only way you slowly get there is by doing some progressive overload, following a program that helps you get there, that helps you track your progress. So week 1, you're adding weight. Week 2, you're adding. Week 3, you're adding. You know what I mean? I follow a power building program that I make customized. And I do that for you too as well, if you DM me and you need help with your training, where you progressively overloading every week. You know what I mean? This first week is like a taper, you know. You start off slowly, you build your way up in sets, you build your way up in reps, and then we have a week where we test your strength, see where you're at, see how strong you're getting. You know what I mean? So progressive overload definitely worked for me, and is a game changer if you're on your way to building lean muscle. Definitely highly recommend. The second one is eating. You can be putting all the work here at the gym, but if you're not eating right, you're losing out on so much gains. And what I will just tell you guys is, this works for me, it doesn't work for everybody, but a high protein diet, high protein, and high carb diet. That's really what I care about. How much protein am I eating every day? How much carbs am I eating every day? People don't like carbs. They're like, oh, you shouldn't be eating a lot of carbs. I love the carbs, because the carbs will help you with your strength at the gym. The carbs will also help you with the pump. Have you seen how you look when you eat some carbs before a pump? You look diabolical. You know what I mean? So I love me some carbs. Give me some rice, some bread, some sweet potatoes. Give me all of it. I want it all. I love me some carbs. But protein, that's the main thing. You want to make sure you're consuming as much protein as possible. Currently right now I weigh let's say maybe 185, roughly 190, give or take. I don't think I feel like 190 though, but maybe 185. You need to be consuming that much protein a day. I need to be consuming at least close to 200 grams of protein a day. How am I going to be able to get that? From the food that I'm eating. And I need to eat like crazy. You eat like you mean it. You eat like you say, okay, I've put in work at the gym. Now it's time to eat and put on muscle. So you want to consume as much protein as possible throughout the day. Also prepare for the protein farts, because the protein farts are diabolical. That's how you can also know that you're eating enough protein. When you start farting anyhow and the farts just smell so like diabolical, you're like, what kind of crazy fart is this? You know what I mean? You know you're eating enough protein. I'm speaking from experience, so I know. If you know, you know. But what I'm trying to say in essence is you need to be consuming enough protein. So if you weigh 200 pounds, if you weigh 150, if you weigh 170, you need to be consuming that much protein to put on lean muscle. You know what I mean? More protein in your body, more muscle for you. So consume high protein every day, and also carbs. If you already have a pretty lean physique, that means you're a skinny guy, you have a skinny frame, don't be afraid of carbs, because carbs are not going to hurt you. They're going to make you even put on more mass. You know what I mean? Because carbs are good. I'm not saying eat the carbs in excess, but before your workout, you know, after your workout too as well, to just fuel you, carry you through the day. It's only when you're dieting down that you can say, okay, you're going to cut out the carbs, but make sure you're eating some carbs too as well. You know what I mean? It will help you put on some lean muscle. And last but not the least, recovery. That is very, very important. For someone like me that goes to the gym 6 days a week, I have to have time to recover, which is why I have Sundays where I do absolutely nothing. I probably just take a walk. But even in the days that I go to the gym too, I try to recover. I try to rest as much as I can. I try to take a walk as much as I can. I try to put myself in a position to win all times. Because for you to perform your best at the gym, for you to see the weights constantly moving, you have to be resting. And if you're not resting properly, if you're not eating properly, you're not going to perform here. The only way you perform here is if these two are in check as well. Everything has to be together. The only way you put on lean muscle is by taking care of your rest and recovery, making sure you're getting adequate time to rest and recover. Things that don't affect you, remove them. Cut out all the distractions. You should be resting instead of going out. You know what I mean? Like, you should be resting instead of just playing video games all night. You know what I mean? Get your priorities right. If you want to put on lean muscle, this is what it's going to have to take, guys. So prioritize your rest and recovery. Prioritize your eating. I'll only say focus on your high protein. Make sure you can eat all the other things, but make sure your protein is in excess. As much protein as possible. Every day you're eating some eggs, 6 to 8 eggs a day. Chicken breast, salmon, fish, whatever. If you need me to customize a program for you, I can do that as well. So hit me up if you need help with your training and nutrition. And also your training. Don't forget your training. Training is very important. So make sure you're tracking your progress at the gym. You're getting stronger. You're seeing yourself grow. You're taking pictures too as well. Make sure you're taking pictures of your progress. Because if you keep taking pictures of your progress, you'll be able to see yourself transform. You'll be able to see yourself change in your eyes. You'll be like, 3 months ago, see how I was looking. Now, 3 months after, see how I'm looking good. You know what I mean? So that's all it's about. I just wanted to share that with you guys, break it down so you guys can understand. If you're looking to put on muscle, 3 things you must focus on. Lean muscle, I'm not talking about that bulky stuff. You must focus on progressive overload. You must focus on your eating, your nutrition, a high protein diet, very, very important. And then your recovery, your rest and recovery, taking adequate time to rest so your muscles can recover so you can perform at the highest level. So tap in with me, guys. If you like today's YouTube video, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. You know what time it is. I'm going to see you guys in the next one, yeah? Catch you guys.